Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Trade Ideas Live Trading Room Recap for Wednesday, December the 7th. My name is Barry Anerson. I'm the moderator of our trading room. This is Trading Room, not Training Room. This is the address to get into the room, and I share my screen all day long. It is a free room, and I'm live on the mic between 9 a.m. and up to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you'd like to take out a subscription to Trade Ideas, this is the link you can use, and there's a promo code there. You will get it'll work out to about a little over $5 a day if you take our premium service on an annual basis. What a day! What a day, what a day, what a day. Market's making new highs. My goodness, we're only a little over 500 away from 20,000 Dow. One of the ones that I'm looking at, I'm still in Discover Financial. This has just been a fantastic play. This is from the lifetime. These are all stocks hitting lifetime highs. I'm also in GNTX, which I'll highlight a little bit later. DFS hit at 68.90. That's where it came. All this is are stocks that are making new lifetime highs. And let me just click on it. There was the alert right there. And let me back this out. Okay, so there was the alert right here. I waited for the break of the whole number, and I got in at 69.12. So I'm right in here. And look at the move that it has made. Now, somebody asked me, because look, there were a lot of stocks that hit a lifetime high, and they asked me, well, how do you know what ones to pick? Now, there's no easy answer. I shouldn't say that. For me, there's an easy answer. Doesn't necessarily mean it's going to work. But take a look at the daily on this one. Maybe this will give you a bit of a clue. So if you look at this daily right here, notice how it's kind of pulled back a little bit and not really moved that much out of this area until today. And now it's making lifetime highs. So in other words, this is basically the first day up. I looked at another one, INN, and it's making a lifetime high also. And I think got the alert probably around right here. But this would have been the fourth day up. So that's why I took a pass on this one. Doesn't mean that it moved, and it doesn't mean that it might, the way this market's working, it could end up at 16 all day at the end of the day. But definitely for me, DFS made way better impression on a break from this daily chart to a lifetime high. So that's why I took that one, and that's why I also took GNTX for the same principle. This is another lifetime high. I'm in at, let's see, 1923. And this one, I may, in fact, swing it. Here's my... And I sold some at 1933, and then I've added back at 1938. Okay, so I'm added back right here. But again, take a look at the daily on this. See how it just kind of broke free on this daily chart. This is not a chase. I mean, you could argue and say, okay, it's the third day up. But to me, once it broke this high here, that gave it a significantly different look. So that may give you a bit of an insight into which one of the lifetime highs that I take, and which we're getting a ton of them. And I guess it makes sense. I mean, look, the Dow's at a lifetime high, so it stands to reason that a lot of these stocks are going to be at lifetime highs also. So now the other one I took, which turned out to be really, really great, was Play. And I said yesterday that what I was going to do is do kind of what I did yesterday with, I've got to find the stock. Just 1 second. Can't remember. All these stocks are starting to roll at Fran. I think it was Fran. Just a second. Yes, it was Fran, and Fran had earnings yesterday, and it's actually continuing on today. So I said, let's get back to a 15-minute chart and get Play back up. So I said, we're not in earnings seasons right now. Most of the big earnings names have come and gone. However, there are still some earning plays. And I said, because there are very few of them, there are a lot of people out there who love to play the earnings plays. And so there are probably more eyes concentrated on fewer stocks. So I looked at this one, and this was a little bit difficult at the beginning, but you can see, look at the pop here. This had earnings, release earnings after the market closed yesterday. And so here is the pop. So of course, when we're doing our pre-market work, we're seeing all this action. And so that's what I said. Well, guys, I think play could be one to watch all day long. And at the beginning it was pretty whippy, but eventually I was able to get into this at 54.97. I'll put the mark there. It says 8, but basically it was right there. And look what it did from there. And a little bit of chop, but because I sold some along the way, I sold some at I think 55.39, 55.99 in case it didn't break the whole number, and then 56.65 is when I got out the last bit. So well over $1 on that play. But my plan was to watch an earnings play that had obviously in the pre-market. The market liked it. I don't even know what the EPS was or their guidance was. All I know is that in the pre-market, the market liked it, and so I decided I would watch this one and was definitely rewarded. So those were my two major plays. I did take some other plays. I took some from Holly. Not. I got in a little bit late on some of them, and one that I wanted to. Oh, I did take a loss on EMKR. Yeah, that was a bit of a disappointment. This actually showed up on our, this wasn't Holly. This showed up right here on the Alpha Predator, and the alert came in at around 8:39. And I took the trade at 8:45 right here. As it was, so the alert came in at 8:39. I took the trade at 8:45. And it did pop up to 870, and the problem is, and I guess I should not make this mistake again. I was typing this in to the announcement section. I indicated, okay, guys, I'm in this one at 8:45, and it popped up so quickly as I was typing in because look, I would have definitely taken some out on when it moved 20 cents in like seconds. I would have taken some out. Unfortunately, because I was typing it in the announcement, I didn't, and it moved all the way down. So I actually ended up taking a loss on that one, which is not good. I mean, I took oops, sorry about that. Took a 15-cent loss on that one. Could have been worse, but there was no reason for it. People ask me, well, why don't you type it in the announcement section right away? That's why, because sometimes these things are moving so quickly. I'll audibly announce them and say, okay, guys, I'm in. But if I take the time to, type it in, okay, all these people coming in on Skype, that's what can happen. I can miss getting out of a trade. But anyway, that is about it. I want to get back to the room. Holly early on was definitely on fire, had some really good trades. I was more concentrating on, of course, my Discover, the play trades because they had to be managed, and I couldn't really deviate too much, but I did take some other trades to some were good. New was actually fairly good, and had I held on, it would have been a lot better. Holly had this trade early and got stopped out. I didn't take it when she got stopped out. Skype coming in. At 66.73 on the alert, got stopped out at 66.24 almost immediately. But you see, here's how you can use Holly. Okay, she was early, whipped out on this candle, but later on, you could have got back in, and that's what I did. I did get back in at 66.17, sold it at 66.34, and then on the way down. But I know some people held on to this one, and it's turned into a reasonably steady little trade. So that's how you use Holly, though. Somebody, again, this is one of the reasons why I don't think we should automate it. Just a second. A lot of Skype comments here. So I think I'll close the room down because I'm getting some Skype comments, and I should be answering some of them. So I'm going to not close the room down, but close this down. So anyway, we are in such an incredibly active market right now. I hope you're taking part. I mean, this is such an incredible rally. We're only a little over 500 points away from a 20,000 Dow, which is Sensational. Absolutely sensational. So again, this is a free room, no strings attached, no credit card, no nothing. I share my screen all day long and get live at about 9 o'clock and go to up to 4:30. I usually, sorry, 4 o'clock. I usually open the room at about quarter to 9. And if you ask why is the room free, the room is free for a lot of reasons. One of them is that, of course, we have a lot of subscribers, Trade Idea subscribers who are in the room, and a lot of times they have questions. So it's great for me to be able to answer questions about Trade Ideas, the program, help them out. And if you're a guest, we love to demonstrate how Trade Ideas works and how everybody is using Trade Ideas. Yeah, I mean, if you want to piggyback on my trades for a while or forever, I suppose there's nothing stopping you. But I think at some point that if you're going to be a serious trader, you should have this program. And you should want to be able to do it yourself. Come into the room, of course, because we've got a lot of great traders and we all help each other all day long. But I mean, you should, if you're a serious trader, you shouldn't be relying on anybody to make calls for you. You should learn how to do it on your own. All right, that's it. Hopefully, we'll see you in our trading room tomorrow. Bye bye.